What is going on, Colts Nation? So, we have another candidate here for the Indianapolis Colts defensive coordinator position. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, the Colts plan to speak with former Saints head coach Dennis Allen this week for their defensive coordinator job, per sources. Allen is expected to be a prime candidate for other opportunities due to his work with New Orleans defense over the years. So, guys, initial reaction, I would say out of the four candidates the Colts have brought in, this is obviously going to be happening, still hasn't happened yet. But out of the four candidates the Colts have either interviewed or plan to interview, I would say Dennis Allen is by far the best candidate the Colts have here amongst their coaches. I mean, a guy that, yes, as a head coach, the last couple times he's been a head coach, hasn't had a great record. So, not been a great head coach, but in terms of purely a defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen has been one of the more respected guys in the NFL. He's led some really top units. I believe it was 2020 and 2021. He had a top five defense in the NFL. So, I mean, he has been a guy that when he has purely been defensive coordinator, he has been one of the more respected minds, one of the more, I would say, one of the best guys in terms of defensive coordinators and has had some of the better defenses. So, kind of getting back to his roots. And I mean, we all know there are some guys who aren't head coach material, but they're really good coordinators. And Dennis Allen appears to be one of those guys. So, it definitely would be a guy that I think you bring him in, and schematically from a 4-3 standpoint, he would fit that billing, but it's not going to be the same type of defense, that Gus Bradley brought in. It is more of an attacking type of defense. And ironically enough, Dennis Allen and really what he has done with the Saints over the last couple of years as their defensive coordinator, he really is another guy, as we kind of talked about the other three candidates the Colts have brought in. He's a guy that really does focus on the defensive backs, and he's been really notable in his development of different defensive backs in his time at the NFL. So another guy that would be a focus on the DBs, which has definitely been a common theme amongst the candidates so far for the Indianapolis Colts. And really in the last 5 of the 6 years, Dennis Allen's defenses have been really good in terms of points per game allowed. They've been, top 10 in those categories. So even if they're not, top 10 every single year in every category, they have been really good in terms of points per game. So that's definitely a good thing. And I would say just overall, guys, Dennis Allen would be a breath of fresh air in a lot of ways from what we've seen, in the last couple of years with Gus Bradley. He's led some really good squads, and he has a good track record overall as a defensive coordinator and defensive mind in this league. I think it would be a really good hire if the Indianapolis Colts do decide to get him. I think, like I said, out of the four candidates, him included, he by far is, in my opinion, is the best candidate so far. Yeah, and probably one of the top guys in this cycle of available defensive coordinators. So I definitely think, guys, it would be a major upgrade from Gus Bradley. And you need a guy that's had a proven track record. Obviously we know Chris Ballard, Shane Steichen, it's kind of a do or die season for them. So I think bringing in one of the more respected defensive minds in the NFL would definitely be a step in the right direction for them to try to get this defense on track. I mean, we all know how poor the Indianapolis Colts defense was. They came in this last year at 29th in the NFL, 26th against the pass, 24th against the run, and 24th in points allowed. Couldn't get off the field on third downs, only had 36 sacks, led the league in missed tackles. So definitely will be something where if they do bring him in, obviously you need a lot of overhaul in terms of some personnel, probably primarily in the defensive back room in a lot of ways. But just from that standpoint, with his ability to develop defensive backs and the fact that the Colts over the last couple of years, they haven't done the greatest job in terms of developing some of their younger guys. So we'll have to see on that, guys. But when it comes strictly to Dennis Allen, I think this is one that a lot of people are really excited about potentially the Colts bringing him in, because if they did that, I think that would be a major boost to their defense. And obviously, you need the personnel to go out there and do it. But Dennis Allen's track record has proven that he can be a really strong candidate when it comes to the defenses. And so we'll have to see, guys, if Dennis Allen is the guy indeed for the Indianapolis Colts. It seems like the Colts could potentially be casting a wide net. I mean, there are a ton of good candidates here potentially for them. So it'll be interesting to see if Dennis Allen is the guy or if there's other guys they bring in to potentially interview as well. But so far, guys, I think Dennis Allen out of the four would be the top one on mine and a lot of other people's lists. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Would you like to see Dennis Allen come to Indianapolis and be their new defensive coordinator? Let me know all those things in the comments, guys. But that'll do it for this one. If you haven't already, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all that good stuff. But, guys, that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. And as always, guys, go Colts.